Thank you. So I have to make the presentation in English for two reasons. First, Jessica will help me with some points. Second, I need to transmit it online so I can share with the people I'm going to talk about. But there will be a little space in which we can talk in Spanish because it is very important. First, your opinion. Second, your proposals. And third, if you don't understand something, this is the point so Jessica could have, and I can tell you what I understand about this project. So, we are about to propose a satellite committee in Region 9. If you don't understand, en español sería un programa piloto, porque muchos piensan que son satélites, no. Un programa piloto relacionado a los technical committees. So, satellite technical committees, a satellite committee. Okay? It's very confusing, the terms, I know. So, first we need to understand how it's the organizing. We have the board, Jessica is the president of PES. Then we have the technical activities, which is the technical council, and it's divided in technical committees, coordinating committees, standard committees, and then we have the region, which is the presentation that Santiago made in morning. So, who of you received the link of the YouTube presentation of the technical and coordinating committees? Goody. No one of you reviewed? We sent it, or I asked Santiago to send it. We made a YouTube presentation in Spanish and in English in which we describe which is the technical committees and the coordinating. The main difference is that the technical committees that are 17 are the ones that have the proposals and the review of the standards. That's the main point. The coordinating committees will work with one or two technical committees, but they do not do standards. Is that clear for you? Yes? Okay. So, this is the first point. In all our PES presentations, we always say, and PES has 17 committees and coordinating committees. So this is a key point. In this plan, they do the standards, they do the white papers, they do all the meetings in order to have all the technical issues that Jessica commented in the morning. So, as Jessica said, this is a few list of the standards in which these technical committees work. Okay? I don't know if you're related to any of them, but each technical committee, this is important, each technical committee has also subcommittees. They have from 1 to 8 subcommittees, depending on the topic, depending on the issue that I want to tell. So, some of the standards are made by the subcommittees or the committees. The important thing about these activities is that anybody is free to join the session. There are sessions that are online, there are sessions that are in person, there are sessions that have a cost, obviously you have a preferred cost, and they are mainly speaking English, because all regions from 1 to 6 are the ones to make these kind of things. So the proposal is to make like these satellite committees, but for the region 9, because the main barrier is English, okay? We do not speak technical English in this level. So this is why the board is focused on two things. First, they want to increase the regional diversity in technical committees. This is also important. The satellite committee is not only for Latin America. We want to start the pilot here and then go globally. But they think that our region is the best point to start. So if we all commit, if we all understand what we are doing, we could be the base point for the next regions. So keep that in mind. Second point, the integration of the participation of all PES members in this technical. You now can join the sessions of the technical committees, and then we're going to propose the one here in the region. So far, all clear? Okay. Now, it is very important that you see that Jessica, who is our president, is the main person that is carrying out these kind of activities. And we also are supported by Hong Chang, which is the vice president of the technical activities. Here is Jessica, and here is Hong. Okay, is that clear? Marla? Sure. Now, I'm part of the ad hoc committee, okay? The ad hoc is like a petit committee, a small committee, and we are gathering since June 8th to September 12th, and it's composed by Julio Romero, they talk about in the morning, Harry Hoffman, he's part of the Transformers committee. But he's also focused on the Standards Association because he's the one that promotes all the standards related to Transformers, but also he's the one to propose all the fellow elevations, okay? That's first point. The second is Dan Sadi. He's part of the Transmission and Distribution Committee, and he is also very interested in helping us to develop these kind of activities. Of course, it has to be Santiago, who is the one that gives the support, and I'm just like the one that listens and translates and everything. So, this satellite committee is a pilot. It's something that has to be evolving. It's not so official now. We are just trying to understand what they want, how they work, because of the organizing. The board is still voting the proposals and how we are going to collaborate. But the idea here is that you understand that there are technical committees in which we need all of you to participate and to tell to your members that they can participate. Okay? So this is one. Then, the second point that we are talking about is to make remote meetings. We want to be involved in remote meetings, and the proposal is that the PPT is in English and we can speak in Spanish, because it will be the only place or the only opportunity we have to understand what are the technical requirements in Peru, in Bolivia, in everywhere, okay? In all parts of Latin America. Then, we have to make an operation and procedure manual. We have to understand how are we going to function, how are we going to vote, who's going to be in charge, all the focus. Why? There was a satellite committee in China, but they don't have a license, so they don't understand quite well what are they doing. So we, in Regional, are proposing this procedure manual so we can know who are the persons that are going to report to the board. Because the board needs to know what are we going to do, how are we going, who are we inviting, how are we making activities, and how are we creating all the fellow nominations, the technical reports, because they need to know what Latin America needs. The needs of Latin America is very important for Region 1 to 6. They want to understand in which part of the company you work, what are the issues that you need, what are the main topics that you talk, in which you work, and so forth. Is that clear? Okay? So, one of the start point will be, at least in the United States, each technical committee has a responsible for going to the conference and make the tracks. Do you understand what are the tracks? 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 No? Okay. I'm going to speak in Spanish. En cada conferencia, congreso, los tópicos de las conferencias, cada uno de los comités técnicos proponen. Comité de transmisión y distribución propone a esta persona y los temas que quieren ver es líneas de alta tensión. Entonces, ese comité lo propone al comité organizador de un TDMD y así se van formando las diferentes áreas, espacios técnicos. ¿Ok? ¿Así nos entendemos? So, that would be the first. So, in this point, we can propose to Puerto Rico, the representative. Hi. So, as you are going to have the IGT, it would be interesting if we could propose some tracks about the technical committees in your own conference. Okay? be the first step. The next step is to have a vibrant community. Then we need to link what they do in each technical committee and then to pass it to our members. Then promote education. When I was with Dan and Gary, I talked to them that we need to understand how to make these technical issues. We know about papers, but we all think of papers, research, isn't it? For us, papers, it's equal to research. But I say, no, in your company, your experience, you can make your technical reports. So we need someone who guide us and tell us how are you going to make that technical reports that we can report to the technical committees, and so that they can take that information and propose to the standards and so on. So this is a main point. We need education. We need to understand, because I don't know, do you know how standards are made? ¿Saben cómo se hacen los estándares en triple? ¿No? O sea, se reúne el comité técnico, tiene que estar también en la sociedad de estándares. ¿Sabían que tenemos una sociedad de estándares? Es una sociedad que también tiene triple, se cobra, o sea, eres miembro de la asociación, se van haciendo reuniones y van evaluando cada uno de los estándares. Entonces se vota si se le agrega, si se le quita, si se actualiza. ¿Hasta ahí vamos a acuerdo? Entonces, si no sabemos estos casos, we need to understand all the procedures. Then we might make a Q&A on the standards. What does the standard mean? Because I don't know, here in my country, we use the power quality. Do you know the power quality? Calidad de la potencia. ¿Todos lo han oído? En México está basado en la Universidad de Estados Unidos, en el 80. No me acuerdo cómo lo hice. Entonces, si no entendemos bien qué dice el estándar, ¿cómo lo podemos usar y proponer? Esa es una de las cosas que también queremos hacer. Que nos explique bien qué significa el estándar y bajo qué parámetros está y cómo lo podemos aplicar en nuestros países. Porque es un debate muy grande. Al menos en México no ha pasado esto porque no les gustó que fuera basado en un estándar americano. Dicen, ¿cómo un americano nos va a regir? ¿Ok? Necesitamos educación y entender los procedimientos. Y obviamente queremos familiarizarlos en el proceso para ir generando los estándares. We want to involve all of you in all the procedures for the standards, for the fellow nomination, and for making all the technical documents. In the United States, you will listen about papers, what papers, technical reports, and I don't remember those. So we are not familiar with that topics. For us, it's like research. But we understand that it's not research. So we need someone that guides us and tells us how to do it. That's the first point. Now, the purpose that I made is that we have a license. Do you understand the term license? ¿Yeah? O sea, estamos buscando a alguien que ligue. Alguien que no sea como un representante, alguien que pueda estar en el país y decir, yo soy como el enlace del board con el comité, con los miembros. Eso es lo que queremos. So, I am from Mexico, and Gary knows Enrique Tejera from Panama, and of course, our regional representative is Peru. I propose that we could start with these countries to make activities in base of these three satellite committees. So we can take transmission and distribution and these subcommittees: engineering, safety, maintenance and operation of lines, power quality, energy development and power generation, in distributed energy, and the transformers committee. This is a proposal. It's not decided, it's not approved yet, but it's more or less what we want to do. To take from the 17 to take at least 3 topics, 3 subcommittees, and work on that topics with our members, okay? And what are we going to do? Well, the technical activities is to learn how to make the technical papers, the research papers, to share experience, and to have the standard education. This means standard 18 means what the standard 51 means. That's the education part. They have seminars of academic topics related to the industry, and then panel sessions that are going to make the standards in the future. So this is an example. In my country, we only have one company that makes or that is in charge of the lines, which is CFE, okay? But CFE also works with LAPEM, which is the laboratory that makes the proofs. Okay, I'm going to go to Spanish. Entonces CFE es la que nos genera, transmite y distribuye. La PEM es el laboratorio que va a evaluar todos los equipos y todo para que se puedan poner en funcionamientos. Y SENACE es el que hace todos los estudios de despacho económico, de operación, para que se esté distribuyendo la energía y que no falle y todo. Eso sería en la parte de líneas. Entonces tendría que invitar a estas personas o personas de estas empresas para que pudiéramos entablar conversaciones de tu comisión, ¿qué haces? ¿Yo qué puedo darte? ¿Tú qué necesitas? ¿Qué has visto que falla? ¿Qué has visto que se necesita? Ahora, para lo que son armónicos y calidad de la potencia, bueno, aquí les puse una serie de empresas en las que mi capítulo ha colaborado. Entonces la idea es go for these vendors y contractors y decirle, a ver, ¿tú qué tienes de problemas de calidad de la energía? Ah, pues yo tengo que hacer el reporte, pero no entiendo qué significa el estándar. O yo te estoy poniendo que bajo lo que yo entendí, el estándar dice que la calidad es aceptable en la armónica 5 si va de este parámetro a este parámetro. Sí, no, casos de éxito, casos de aprendizaje. Eso es como más o menos la idea. Para energía distribuida, igual, ir a las compañías que hacen esta parte y proponer. O sea, ¿qué queremos hacer? Decirle a los vendedores que no son miembros, porque también están invitados personas que no son miembros. All people that are not members from the PES are welcome to join the technical committees. So we want to make them, to invite them and to discuss their needs, lo que ellos ven que se necesita en el país, lo que ellos ven en sus productos y lo que nosotros como ingenieros estamos proponiendo de, ¿sabes qué? Yo logré hacer un caso de éxito de que la operación de Mazatlán o Veracruz se dio, cosas así. Entonces eso es lo que queremos. And we can also join other organizations. I know most of you know SIGRE. Who knows SIGRE? Okay. It's another association related to IEEE. FECINE in México es la Confederación de Colegios. Entonces todos los profesionistas se asocian por estado y hacen diferentes actividades técnicas. Entonces sería asociarnos con estas otras instituciones y, como ya decía, dar casos de estudio, prácticas recomendadas, guías y educarnos en los estándares. Ahora, another thing that I propose to Gary and Dan, also to Julia, is that the first step, we need to invite people from each technical committee, or at least a technical committee, that you see that is more important for the region or for your country, so they can say, hey, my name is Maria, I'm from this committee, we do this, we do that, and we propose you to do this and follow these sessions, blah, blah, blah. That's the method. Then, to encourage our members to join the virtual events that are now taking place, and then propose what to do. So, questions? I don't know, Jessica, do you want to add something?
No, great presentation. I wanted to say this is high priority. If we look at the focus, the strategic direction we had for next 5 years, and I presented earlier this morning. This is number 2. The first one is stronger industry engagement. Second is diversify our technical activity. So I want to thank Dulcie and all your hard work for last, so we met in March, right? And she jumped into it, so this is the way, and she has been very active with Region 9 Technical Activities Committee. So we talked, and she kind of pushed me to the next level. So we connected with Julio and the entire technical community within PES. Thank you for your hard work. So we're looking for feedback, comments from Region 9. Like Lucy said, this is our pilot program. We wanted to make diversify, like I said, more than 95% of members from North America. I know you have lots of wonderful technical contributions to the entire technical industry and technical community. We like to make that visible, so you could do the standards from this part of the world, and then we'll be part of the PES, so IEEE standards collection. So if you think, let's say the cable company has something new, right, and other, and this, we want to do that, we want to highlight your achievement, your contribution to the whole industry. So thank you again for your hard work.
You're welcome. Yes?
Does universities across region undergo accreditation process?
No lo escuché.
The universities across Region 9 undergo an accreditation process.
At least in Mexico, are they focused on power quality and renewable energies. So I don't know if you are talking about technical, or how they do the technical thing, or...
The reason why I'm asking the question is because of the fact that we have IEEE standard 80, 81, C5716, and all of these that we use, right? As part of our accreditation process, we have to integrate the standards in order to be accredited, in order for our program to be accredited. And hence the reason why I'm asking the question. Okay? And I see you have a list of companies mentioned, like for example, Siemens and things like that. So Siemens is German based, so they will come with the German standard, which is linked to the European standard, also IEC. So how do we integrate IEEE standards and all these standards to make a better quality, not only for academia, but also for industry?
That's just what we want to do. At least in Mexico, the standards are not reviewed in the academic field. They are only used and applied in the industry. So that's the problem. We don't know. People say, I take the standards, and they interpret the standard, and they say, okay, I understand this of the standard, and we do it. In that kind of companies, as they work more in the United States, they take all the knowledge and they apply it in the country. So with that standards, they fabricate, for example, the transformers, because Siemens has a factory in Irapuato, in Mexico. So they make the transformers, and that transformer goes to La PEM, which is the laboratory in which they calibrate so they can use it in Mexico. No. But the transformers that they send to South America, I do not know how they do that. If they have to follow standards of the country or no. That's one of the things that we want to see in the technical companies. Because that is the main reason that they have, or that Gary says, that it's important to understand how we use the standards, if we are using well, and if they are used enough for the industry. That's the key point. Yo sé, está bien complicado.